I'm Gretchen Schultz, and I'm here with American Musical Supply.
Taking my time on a midsummer afternoon, feeling the sun beating down to forget my shoes.
My latest album, Not Afraid to Fall, is basically a culmination of many different experiences I've had over the last 10, 15 years. Influential people would be like Bonnie Raitt, Sheryl Crow, even as far back as the Andrews Sisters for their harmony. I love their harmony. They were so tight. You just don't have that anymore. My inspiration to pick up a guitar and start writing songs began when I was around 12. My sister Maria had a guitar in the closet when we were kids, and it was a rare commodity in our household. And I used to sneak in there, open the guitar case, even after being told not to, and I'd just pluck the strings here and there. And my older sisters eventually went out and bought me a starter guitar to work with. And from then on, it was basically, whenever I felt something, I would use pen and paper to write it down and the guitar to express it. My favorite part of putting this album together had to be the fact that I got to, one, work with the other two guys, Mike DeAngelis and Mike Rampone, the drummer and bass player, through this whole process. We came from a funny backstory. I was singing with their guys with Modzilla, and that didn't work out, but I really connected well with the other two fellas, and they said, hey, if you're doing, any originals, do you mind if I said, oh man, I would love that. So they helped me figure out all the different parts for their instruments. And it was pretty cool to see what their ideas were for the drumming and the bass. But my absolute favorite part about it was being able to do the crowdfunding, all of the people that, threw me high fives and you can do this and do it and go at it. And even Chris, she's, come on, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. She put the fire under my butt and told me, this is your deadline, you have to do it by this day. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. So I think it was the love, the amount of love and that was poured out by all these folks that wanted to hear it, that wanted to see it happen. Funny story, the front cover I had worked on for weeks with my graphic artist, Candy Best. And the name was fine. The name was fine. I open the disc, I get it home, and I go, oh my God, my name was spelled wrong. Like we went through this 20 times, how was the name spelled wrong? So it was Shuttles instead of Schultz. I like the Audix microphones, two particularly. I have the i5, which I use for percussion when I play either the djembe or the slap top cajon. It picks everything up nicely from the top. And then the OM5, which for vocals I like because it has the hypercardioid functionality to it. When I play, I typically use two TC Helicon pedals, and I find that there's a lot of interruption from the drum kit behind me. So with regular 58s, for some reason it picks all that up and it garbles what I'm trying to do with the harmony pedal that I have. So I explored it with the OM5, and it seems to work much better with that direct feed to your voice, and it doesn't pick up as much as the other stuff, so it saves you when you're trying to use harmony pedals and the like. Advice for someone who's recording their first album. Write everything down. When I say write everything down, I mean everything. From which instruments you're going to use to what microphones you're interested in using. Talk to your engineer if you're using an engineer. If you're doing it on your own, get advice from other fellow musicians who've done it. Take your time with it, breathe, make sure you have a pop filter if you don't have one. If there's any stockings laying around, grab that, stick it around a hanger, put it on. You don't want the P's and the B's in there. Just ask advice from any other artist you might know that has done it before, and make sure that you take your time with it, because it is your baby, and once you record it, that's it. That's all it's done. It's out there. Do I have any new projects that I'm working on? Actually, there's several. One I don't know that I'm allowed to talk about yet, but I'm excited about it. Another is, there's a gentleman named Warren Ori who's part of the Arpeggio Jazz Ensemble. He's commissioned me to do some work for him in Philadelphia coming March 2015. It's a tribute night for singers like the Andrews Sisters and people from that era. I enjoy singing songs from that era as well, and I'm going to get to meet a lot of very tenured jazz musicians for this project, so I'm excited. It's going to start in the next few months. So, my role in Gypsy Fuzz is backing vocalist, and also I do percussion as well for Christine Havrilla. She challenges me at every turn because she'll joke during shows and say, Gretchen has no idea what song's next, and she's not kidding. I don't know what she's gonna play next. She definitely keeps me on my toes that way. That and the fact that she knows so many musicians. She's more extroverted than I am, so it's easier for her to, get to know new folks and stuff. So I've been pretty lucky. I've gotten to meet a lot of other artists through working with her.
That's far